You one more and I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored and definitely hope the same for you. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome into my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. Just thank you so much for the love and support. We're all going through these changes for the better, and trust and believe it's going to be so well worth it, even though it might be taking you through some changes right now. Allow that change to take place in your life, because it's going to be opening up and making room for the things that are you truly enjoy. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom. And if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're trying to get to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you just tell me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are very uplifting to you, informative, or give you good vibes, you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times and need spiritual guidance, or just needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share, and give me a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again. It's truly appreciated for all the support you're giving me, and all the beautiful vibes that I'm sending you. You're turning them right back to me, and it's totally appreciated. And today I'm listening to 528 hertz. Miracle Love Frequency, spreading happiness, repairs DNA, and open up. Anna had a chakra. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna look it up. And I hope it's a good thing too. Um, but anyways, the video that I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101. Heyoka's detaching from all that served a vital purpose but is no longer needed. We had to go through trials and tribulations. There's a lot of things that you had to face. There was a lot of things that you were probably doing, to allow yourself to detach from anything that's no longer serving you. Once you hit that mark of spiritual awakening, everything seems to fall apart. Either a marriage or a relationship, family, y'all just don't talk no more. You don't even allow yourself to go into a lot of gatherings, working at that job. You probably either lost the job, or you are at the job that you're at, but allowing you're seeing things with a fresh pair of eyes. Like, I don't know how the hell I even been here as long as I have, doing the things that I'm doing. These people are so low vibrational, and it's opened your eyes to a lot of things, and a lot of things we have held dear into our life, whether it was like addictions does not always have to be drugs, and people sometimes think that is addictions don't always have to be drugs. Addictions could be like, you have an eating disorder, or how you see yourself, how or you see others, how you place judgment upon yourself, or you placing judgment upon people. You're looking at yourself in a negative way, or you're looking at others in a negative way. Anything that you have been addicted to allow yourself to heal, that was not really positive, but you had to allow yourself to do it, with drug addictions as well. When I first started, I have no problem with telling people where I came from, because when you're allowing yourself to open up and not being shamed about where you have come from, because when you allow yourself to be open like that and be honest, that's not, people gonna judge you anyway, but it doesn't matter. It's how you validate yourself, how you see yourself. I really don't care how people see me. I always feel like myself is like a work in progress. I'm very open towards a certain extent about my life, about the changes I took place, about the strength I had to part ways with a lot of things that, I really dealt with, just to allow myself to deal with the things that I dealt with. I used to chain smoke cigarettes all the time. I had a glass of wine or a wine cooler every other day or every once in a while. But I chain smoke, cigarettes heavy. I smoke like 7, 8 blunts a day just to deal with all the depression I was dealing with. And it was like, I had 2 or 3 gifts opening up at the same time, and me hearing people's thoughts, me seeing different visions, not understanding what was going on, me coming to the truth with a lot of the things that was opening up to my life that I did not, what I wasn't mentally and emotionally prepared for. Even though I wanted that truth, that was something I didn't know it was going to be that deep. I didn't know it was going to be that dark. And, it was so hurtful, finding out truth about my family, the identity of my dad after his passing, finding out that my family had something to do with us not, being around each other. They're using me for financial gain. They were using my trust fund. All those different things that happened in my life, and I had to be able to deal with a lot of things sober. I mean, it's just like, the clues was coming up there. I was losing money left and right. I had heart palpitations. When I smoked a lot of weed, I would start getting really panicky because I felt like my heart was about to explode. I couldn't remember certain things if I did it or not, or, I wasn't allowing myself to see, there are certain people that was like, marked for me not to deal with anymore. And I didn't use that better judgment. I always tell people, when I'm on one and they're telling me about the things that they do that's not healthy, is very life threatening to your life. But when it comes to us as empaths, we have this high tolerance for things that, other people would have probably croaked from, and it's just certain things that I've done in my life. I used to pop pills a lot. I got into an accident where I died for like almost 5 or 6 minutes and came back after a drunk driver T-boned me and, crushed my whole left side. Um, and dealing with all those things. So I got very addicted to painkillers, very addicted to antidepressants, to points where I didn't, it was a blessing from God. I never knew how. There's times that I used to fall asleep and my car was still running right in front of my driveway. And I was trying to figure out, how did I get home? Or, not being very disoriented, not knowing, how I got home. Or, there's a couple of times I overdosed, my kids, I died for like a few minutes then my kids had to bring me back. There was a lot of things I had to allow myself to part ways with, allow myself to know, even though these things are crazy, is mad heavy, that the things that I'm dealing with, because it's like it feels like I'm by myself in that physical sense. Spiritual sense, I know I got, you know, my ace boon coons, my whole army, I got my soul family. But me doing, on my road to recovery of healing, allowing myself to deal with things at a sober mind was hard to do, and I'm blessed because I feel like, even though the things that I deal with, that's very harsh, I never want to run back to how I used to be. I've had where I've been tested by the universe as well as darkness to place things in my life to make me want to go back. Or I could be cleaning up in house and finding a whole sack of weed and I just flush it because I'm like, no, I'm not going through that again. You know, um, Doing things where, there were certain things being put in certain things, to try to harm me. And it was, thank God that, you know, they protected me from all those things where people were trying to harm me. Like my life was, people were trying to, threaten my life and stuff like that. And, I was very protected. So I had to allow myself to have a sober mind. Anytime I do, like I always talk about it, it's like, to me, I feel like it's empath counseling, or it's like an empath social worker. I do one-on-ones with people because they're not very, they're not comfortable yet with opening up towards the public about the things that they struggle with, the things that they're going through. And I totally understand that, and then it's a blessing that people are just comfortable with me, for them to be able to trust me with the things that they have going on in their life. I never try to be judgmental, but I will keep it real. If you're doing some hardcore drugs that can make you, open that demon up in your life. And a lot of times we don't know, but those things that we're addicted to, it's an escape from the truth that you're walking away from. You always got to face your truth, and it's hard to do that at times. It's very hard, because that's something that you're not want to deal with. Truth can be very ugly to you. It just depends on what you're going through in life, but this is something that's needed. This is something that you have to be able to allow yourself to just get used to. because that is your truth. Your truth is going to help you grow. Your truth is going to make you stronger. It's going to open up doors for you to what other gifts you got laying dormant. Because a lot of times you got to go through different levels of trauma just to trigger open, that gift, because it lays dormant for so long and you don't know it's been there. Or you probably do, you have a gift that you're unaware of, and it's something that you do naturally until you stumble upon it, and you're reading about one thing and then you find out something. You're like, wait a minute, I've been doing this for years and I didn't know it was a gift. It was something you done naturally. So there's all things that you're starting to detach yourself from. If you're still one of those people that dabble in drugs, it will get to that point where universe will start sending you signs. Either you start losing friends, that you'll start losing places to stay. You're staying out, you know your living arrangements is very hectic. You can find yourself going to jail a couple of times or getting locked up in a mental facility. These things will happen when the universe is trying to give you these warnings, because it's like you need to do them yourself. Because if the universe get involved in that, oh, they're gonna put you through some changes. Because there are certain things that has been placed in my life where I've lost money. Like I was dropped money, and then it's like I remember, okay, I got to pick it up, and I was so dealing with my own headspace, I forgot my money was there, and somebody just picked up my money. And it was like that, and I'm just like, Roslynn, you doing stupid stuff right now. You really need to wake up. There's things that people are putting in my stuff to hope that I would not wake up in the morning. That's how bad it was. And it just so happened that whatever I prayed on, it wiped whatever people were placing on me, it was wiped out of it because it didn't work. It followed right back to them. So I had to allow myself to detach myself away from a lot of things. I had to allow myself to keep a lot of things to myself. I would call myself venting to people that I thought I can really trust. Next thing you know, it's like, shoot, you might as well have told inquiring mind or got on one of those social media sites and told your business, because it's gonna be all out there. And I had to be able to keep a lot of things to myself. Have to be very selective about who I get very close to, because it seemed like a lot of people that I got close to that I can really trust, they're still in my life. But there's a lot of handful of people that I put in my life, and they were in my life for the wrong reasons, and I had to detach myself. And it was like I got to that point where, like, I'm so used to people being in my life for wrong reasons. So I allow myself not to put a wall up, but I'm very selective about what I talk about. Not saying that everybody has that mindset, but when that is happening to you back to back to back to back, that's telling you can't be open with everybody in your life. So there's a lot of things you're detaching from that you're not doing like you used to. Sometimes you have to keep things towards yourself when you're making these moves, because it's like, even though these people might be doing some trife stuff to you, this is what they came into your life for. They're teaching you how to do things. They're teaching you for you to learn from it, for allow yourself to make better decisions, think before you react, really, allow yourself to think before you respond, allow yourself to view it in a positive way so you can understand why certain things are being popped in your life. I'm blessed for all those tragedies that has happened in my life, for people being trifling to me, people deceiving me, lying to me, because it allowed me to know I'm strong. What I had, because it allows you to know that you really have some beautiful, strong things that are coming into your life. If that was the case, people wouldn't be so threatened by how you carry yourself. They wouldn't be trying to throw distractions in your life, or they wouldn't put certain things in your life that they know if you go into these certain situations, they already know it's going to make you fall back on the things that you truly want in life, because they don't want to see you prosper. A lot of people you can't go back and tell certain things to, because they'll sit up here and block you. I mean, I've had people that, I really cared about, but they were sitting up here comparing my life to theirs. And I didn't notice that this is always what they were doing until I allowed myself to really step back and be my own best friend. Because I don't know what the hell is going on right now, but it's like even the people that I usually talk to on a daily basis. And it's not that I want to be bothered, but bothered by them. It's just like I'm being very anti. Like I'm allowing myself to go through my changes, but I don't want to be bothered by people. And it's not like I'm not like that. I'm not, but there's times that I really need to go into my head and allow myself to detach from a lot of things that I'm trying to, part my ways with. And I can't do that when I'm dealing with a lot of other people and their changes. If I can help out in that way, I'll help them say that and then go on about my business. And I had to be that way because I already got to use that power to block them, because I don't need them feeling that energy that I'm going through, and they're already manifesting and going through their own transitions as well. So I'm not trying to have that clash. That's not fair for them, and it's damn sure ain't fair for me. But allowing yourself to really see where your life is going at a positive view. Don't allow yourself to look at your life through emotions. Like if you mad or you're stressed out, it's going to be hard for you to really see. But if you know where you're trying to get your life to, you're going to be very understanding. You have to be very understanding and fair towards yourself. You have to allow yourself to know if there are certain things that you about to be placing out your mouth, or you're going to say something that might end up coming back and biting you when you're behind, or you're going to allow yourself to speak positivity about yourself as well as others, even when sometimes you don't need to be sitting up here, expressing the positivity towards other people, especially when they're not kind. You have to allow yourself to not stoop to their level, because it's like I had to keep on hearing towards myself where I was going through my situation. How they treat you is their karma. How you respond to it is yours. Don't allow yourself to be ugly towards people just because they do it to you. And I used to be that, like, oh, you got that? All right, let me bam. And I'll come right back out. I always had that mouthpiece like, ooh, you need to be quiet. Because I got that mouth like that. So I try not to be that way. Not allowing myself to invest in somebody else's BS. I'm a better person than that. I got bigger things that's going on than worry about other people's insecurities coming towards me. But it's like you're allowing yourself, because it's like so many people right now are dealing with that dark night of the soul, and it's like really heavy, really, really heavy. And they're having you face a lot of things, but the way, it's all about how you decide to look at the things that, they're making you face. Because I know it can be very hurtful. It can really put you in your feelings, because trust me, I was going through that, and I was angry. I said mangry because I was mad angry, so I'm gonna say mangry. So I was really going through that, and I was speaking my truth. I mean, I said what I said, and I said what I said, and I meant it. And and it was just like I felt this way, and I had to apologize to the universe, as well as God, and whatever family members I had around me that passed on. I'm like, yo, all due respect, but this is how I felt. Excuse me for saying what I felt, but this situation, it really put me there. It had me like I was ready about to lash out and throw hands. And I'm not that, I try not to do that, because last time I did that, it scared the hell out of me. And I ain't trying to do that. But it's like you're allowing yourself to part ways with things, because it's like you had to go through these experiences for you to understand the outcome that they're trying to place you in, that's for the better for you. You had to go through certain situations where you messed up on certain things, because you allow emotion to get in the way of the decisions you made. All these things has taught you something for you to be able to look at it as in a positive view. And a lot of times it's hard for us to do that if you're up in your feelings. But when you allow yourself to really have that chill moment before, you never should say anything while you're mad, and don't make no promises while you're happy. And then that's two things you should never do. Never speak while you're mad. Speak into your mind, because dude, Jesus, because you can say some things and you might have meant it at that point, but when everything's cooled down, you can't take that back. It's already been said. That's why I tell people, before I come out my face at you, you just gonna have to go that way, and I'm gonna go this way. Because if I promise you, if I say something to you, it's gonna really hurt you. It ain't gonna hurt me. It's gonna hurt me later, but it ain't gonna hurt me when I tell you, because this is how I really felt about you in that situation. But now it's at that point where, especially it's like when you're going through these transitions and you're heading towards, that next level, you're gonna have people coming from your past. You're gonna have people that you come bump into that really did some really tripe stuff to you. Don't allow yourself to go back to that point, because sometimes when you see a certain person, that really did you dog, like really dogged you. And it's like, you know I had that experience. I told people, it was like this woman. She knew where the thing she did. She lucky she's still breathing, because she does that to a lot of people. And it's like when I seen her, I was at that mind state when I was talking to one of my soul family, and I was just like, man, if I even see such and such, or if I see somebody that really did me some way, I'm at my mentality where you taught me a lot, and I feel bad for you. I mean, I ain't even mad at you, but I feel bad for you because you don't love yourself because of the things you were doing. That let me know you had no kind of self-respect for yourself, because no right person that admires herself and got that high, you know, like, I'm not going to put myself in compromising positions. It's going to make me look nasty or make me look like I just have no kind of self-esteem. And I see there was a lot of people that dealt with certain people that had a lot of those issues. And I mean, it's just like, that's sad, because when you deal with folks like that, that lets you know that person was mirroring their self-esteem. So when I, met up with that person, I seen them, I was just looking like, hey, what's up? Kept going, and they thought I was like, damn, next time she got that space to where she ready to lay hands. I'm like, baby, you ain't even where I'm at now. And I'm like, what you did is what you did. That just spoke volumes to me about where your head is at, because for you to do that, you don't love yourself at all. And I had to look at it from that way. And I said, I'm not even triggered by this, because that situation is over and done. The people that that was in that situation with me, with that situation, none of y'all in my life like that. That person don't mean nothing to me, and neither do you. But I'm just wishing you well, and I hope you can, go somewhere and heal yourself and get some self-esteem, because you doing too much, and just left it at that. But I had no kind of, I didn't carry that. But since she knew what she did, and I was very calm about it, she just ran out the door. And I was just like, what happened? I said, oh, I used to have I bumped heads with that person a lot. And I used to embarrass them when I used to see them like that, like really spoke what I said, and I held anger. Now it's just like, that ain't even where my mentality is, because it's like, quiet as it's kept, none of y'all had no daggone self-esteem for what y'all were doing. But it allows you to know, that lets you know where your maturity is grown. That's allowing yourself to know you are not allowing yourself to go back on your past when it comes to certain things that has transpired in your life, because you're no longer there anymore. That didn't show you anything, but that just showed you how you can look at it in a positive way. Like, pray for people like that. People that put themselves in compromising positions to make you look at them different. Pray for them, because they need healing in that kind of way. I just didn't hold no anger. I ain't had no problems, because they ain't where my mind was at. You thought that, but ain't. That lets you know you knew what you did was messed up, and you got to keep looking over your shoulder. Don't do something that you got to keep looking over your shoulder for. That's why I never put myself in situations like that. I stayed to myself. I don't know what is going on with a lot of empaths, but they were like, even I was talking to my daughter, check up on people, or I text them. But right now I'm on my mission to where I'm healing. I'm trying to get rid of any kind of negative essence or any kind of, that's still lingering around. I'm on my mindset like that. If I'm not doing my videos, I'm meditating. If I'm not meditating, I'm exercising. If I'm not exercising, I'm singing. I'm doing stuff that's very constructive for me. But it's just allowing myself to heal where I need healing from. My mind, and it was just that stuff that was going on for the last couple of days. It was like, before the new moon, it was like it had you facing a lot of stuff where you can feel that frequency that was coming around, to where you wanted to just stay to yourself, or you knew it was like, it was hard, from what I felt for me and what I was seeing, the visions I was getting. You can see the, like, if you had to go to the store and you're an empath, you going right in there what you need to go get and come right back out, because you're not trying to get mingle all in front of that stuff. Usually I'll just walk around the store and be like, oh, okay, because I had to really push myself out there. I usually just send my kids like, hey, I need you to get this for me, and I'll just give you the money back when you get here, or here, take this money and go get this for me, because I did not like being around people. I could not go into no stores. Walmart, you already know. If you got a Walmart, there's only 3 lines open, and there's like 10,000 people in every line. You can probably, know how to talk frontwards, backwards, and know probably about 3 or 4 languages before you get out that store. I just don't have time. But allowing yourself to detach from things that is no longer positively serving you, it has served a vital point. It was there for you to educate yourself, broaden your perspective, see different views about it in a positive and negative way. But a negative way, not, like how you're looking at it like, oh, this person this and that. No, you're seeing the things that, when it comes to certain situations you don't place yourself in, It had to allow yourself to see the mindset you were at. Now, if you were in a negative situation where you were lashing out on somebody, you were in a negative, you were in a negative headspace. They wanted you to be able to see, okay, now you see how you did that, because if you're lashing out, you're doing these things, you're in that negative space, and then when you have all this negative stuff coming around you, you're like, oh, it's getting on my nerve. This is something you placed on yourself, because of the things that were going on. Even though sometimes it's like it can't be helped because you might be in your feelings about something. But when you allow yourself to really see how certain things transpire just because of how you reacted to it or just how you looked at it, just like when people are in a store and they cut in line over you, like in them self-service line at Walmart. I remember I wanted to scalp this daggone girl one day, and I said, man, it's Sunday and you really about to lose it all. And she was one of them things, the one looking just like this. And I said, and the lady saw me, she was like, baby, I know. I said, I'm about to slap this girl into the middle of next week just because I'm not that one. Don't disrespect me. But then I had to allow myself to calm down because it was like all the energy around me that I was consuming. And I said, I really would have hurt this child in here. But, I had to allow myself to see, you know what? Don't even let this get to you because you can tell they don't have no kind of home training. They ghetto as hell. Don't go there. Don't allow yourself to be petty right along with them because it would have been on and popping. But it was like I had to be able to allow myself to not let this get to me just because they want to act like asses. Don't come back retaliating and acting like an ass with you. Don't do that. Allow yourself to say, you know what, calm down, count to three, two, one back, and then allow yourself to just keep going. You about to be in and out that store. Don't allow yourself to do that. But, I had to allow myself to really, calm down before I react. Calm down before I react. I mean, I was that type of person. I've always been rowdy like that. And it's like, you know what, you get into that age where you need to be holding yourself at a responsible, you don't need to be doing that. Have respect for yourself. Not everything got to be answered. Not everything has to be drawn towards attention. You ain't got to respond to people just because somebody want to act stupid with you. You ain't got to go back for that. If something is really said where you feel like you're fully disrespected, then you say what's up, but you do it in a classy manner. You ain't got to be ghetto with them because that's how they might be able to roll, and that's how they're used to doing it. You hold yourself with class. You say what you got to say, but keep it going. And I had to allow myself to really learn from that. Not allowing myself to act, just like they do. I've had people to where I was always attacked all the time. I had to deal with that with my mom's ex-husband and his wife. They were always gaslighting me, or they'll invite me to the house and make me clean up after them like a damn Cinderella. And it's funny, because that was always my favorite movie. And then who my dad is really, damn, I'm living that life. So, going through that, they used to belittle me all the time. So anytime somebody did that, it would put me into that stage of mind that they always did that to embarrass me, always talk down to me in front of my kids, or they'll do that when they had a whole bunch of people there, to make me look bad and stuff like that. So anytime that has happened to me, I've always retaliated because it took me right back to what they did to me. And, and I couldn't really say nothing or whatever. But now it's just like, if I already know you don't have no kind of respect for me, number one, I ain't about to go for it. Number two, now they know where my headspace is. They more scared of me about what I'm gonna react to or what I'm gonna say, other than whatever, because I've been bold. I don't care. I just say what I gotta say, but I say it in a very respectable manner. But that daggone the words cut like a knife. So it's just like it is what it is. Allowing yourself to know you have grown, integrated, whatever you want to say, raising your consciousness. You don't have to allow yourself to still go through them same routines you did before you went through your spiritual awakening. Everything happened for a reason. You had to go through certain stages of your life where you have been hurt, abused, put down, knocked down, or whatever. You had to go through certain stages of your life where you have been betrayed, you've been lied to, or maybe you done laid hands and betrayed and lied to somebody, or do some things that was not positive. You had to go through all these things. And now when you go through your spiritual awakening, They're allowing you to see things in a broader perspective. They're wanting you to see things in a positive viewpoint, even the negative things, how you can look at it in a positive way. Yes, things has really happened to you. You know, this is why you're here. You trying to understand why I'm going through this. Why does everything make me feel like I'm about to lose my mind? Am I going crazy? Is there other people feeling the way I do? Yes, you do. We all sitting here together, you know, not placing judgment on anybody, but allowing yourself to raise your consciousness. Allow yourself to know that the way you used to heal before is not how you can do it now. You can't use the same old routines towards new, through new healing. You can't do that. You have to find different ways that's very therapeutic for you. You can't use what you did before to help you because it's not going to work. I had to allow myself, because before, the way I used to do is just roll me up a blunt and just keep going. Now it's allowing myself to have that chill point, put me on some meditation music, allow myself to laugh at stupid stuff, sit up here and see certain things that help me, get towards where I need to get to, because that's where my headspace really truly needs to be. I don't know if it's gonna be, oh no, I gotta turn that down. It's gonna be straight copyright. But do what I need to do to get where I had to be. If I know, if I wanted to make it to more blessings to get where I need to be, I had to be able to use that type of vibe. I had to be able to carry that type of manner, view things about how I need to be done, how it needs to be done. Even when certain situations got real heavy for me, allow myself to take that chill moment and get in that right headspace so I know how to handle this. And that's what you are doing right now, or you're heading towards that way to do it. You have what it takes. Yes, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but these are the things that's going to be worth your while, because after everything is said and done, you're going to understand why you had to go through certain obstacles. You're going to understand why it had to be so hard for you. Because if it wasn't hard, you wouldn't learn anything. You wouldn't appreciate it. You wouldn't see the growth you had within that situation that you've been placed in. A lot of times we hate being placed in that storm. And there's a lot of people right now that can't handle that storm, even though they can, but it's just all about how you look at it. Because there are certain times I get mad as all get out and I go through those things. But then when I allow myself to really chill, and it's like you got beautiful blessings is coming towards your life that you have earned, you have deserved, just for all the BS that you have been through for years. You allowed yourself to help other people without wanting anything in return. You want to see them happy. You want them to understand their path, where they're trying to go. I love what I do. I do it here. I do it, on the side. Even when I'm going through my own stuff, I still try to deal with people. Only time I don't deal with them is if I'm really going through some really detrimental stuff, or, I got these, because if my head hurts because I done got so many daggone changes going through, and on top of that downloads and all that stuff, I just, that's the only time I tell people I can't talk to you right now. I'm not feeling well. I'm not trying to push this on you. If you can't understand that, I just stop texting, because some people are like, oh, okay, but this, that means I'm gonna ignore you. And if it gets to that point, I end up having to block you. And I hate doing stuff like that, but some people will do that to you. They would totally disregard just because they have something going on. And I really truly understand that. But you have to be able to respect my boundaries as well as you wanted somebody to do that for you. But allow yourself to make these changes in your life. You know what you're trying to achieve, you know where you're trying to go, but allow yourself to look at it in new pair of eyes. Allow yourself to look at it through new frequencies, because you're getting there. It's getting hard as hell, but you're getting there. Trust and believe. You never know what is manifesting behind our backs, just because of all the rain and the storms you're going through, these mishaps. You're constantly, as soon as you clear your mind and your body from one situation, three more come on top of it. But it's all making you stronger. I tell myself that all the time. I try to be as positive as I can, even when people are around me, they're doing really hellish stuff to me, and I still try to be positive. It's hard at times. Yes, it is. Trust me, I know. But allow yourself, don't become bitter, don't become rebellion. Don't be like, oh, okay, they're gonna be this way, I'm gonna be that way, because it makes you no better than the person that came at you. About how you respond to it and what you do after that is yours. So don't allow yourself to get in that same kind of rapture they about to get in. So, but like I said before, I'm gonna go ahead and put down Michelle Ring's GoFundMe to get her buried. I don't know what the status is right now. I know Rodney Love think that's his name, asked me, asked me to share the link. I understand I've been through this situation before, but God bless me to get my mom, buried. So I can really sympathize with this man. I guess he lives in a way different part of Tennessee, Woodbury, and his mom passed away in Nashville. And they're saying that he can't, nobody won't help him unless he get like 25,000, what is $2,500 down just to do that. And I'm like, you know what? It's sad when people do this, especially through stressful moments for people like this. But I just prayed and hope and pray that he can get that blessing. You're already going through grief. Now you got to go through this and try to figure out how you're going to bury your mom. It's sad. It really is. So, if I can help out by sharing that, I will do that. So if you can, I'm going to put it in the description box below, as I usually do the description for the videos and as well as the meditations I'm using during the videos, to be able to help you out the best way I can. But I would love to give a post notification shout out to Sarah Nicole Harms Miller, is one of my friends from high school and middle school too. And Angel D, much love to you. Drop a line, let me know if you resonate. Give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You're walking into the walking into the weekend. So I hope you be responsible for everything you do. Make sure you give love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity vibes and frequency and words.